This is Dorothy Parvaz at work in the Doha newsroom of Aljazeera English. She's an experienced journalist who joined the network in 2010. Nothing has been heard from Dorothy since her arrival at Damascus airport in Syria on April the 29th to cover the pro-democracy protests in the country.
We've had no contact from Dorothy in going on over 2 weeks now. No word. She hasn't spoken to Aljazeera. She hasn't spoken to any of her friends, any of her colleagues, or certainly me or anybody in her family.
There have been conflicting reports from the Syrian authorities over what happened to Dorothy. Originally, they confirmed her arrival in Damascus and said she was being held in custody. Then, several days later, Syrian officials came out to say they deported her to Iran, a close ally of Syria. Dorothy's Iranian father says this came as a welcome development.
First time I heard was 2 weeks ago, Saturday morning, early Saturday morning, that she's missing, which was a lot more grievous than she's being held. And my heart sank. I just was beside myself. Later on, when the news came out that she's sent to Iran, I was much more relaxed than when I heard that she's missing. And I'm hoping that the Iranians will treat her with dignity and respect and mercy and compassion.
Dorothy holds Iranian, Canadian and American citizenship. This picture shows her waving the Iranian flag during a football match between Iran and Iraq in Doha. The government of Iran hasn't confirmed she's in the country, but Syria says Iranian diplomats have been involved in the case. In a statement on her deportation, the Syrian embassy in Washington said, "On May the 1st, Ms. Parvaz was escorted by the Iranian consul to Caspian Airlines Flight 7905, heading to Tehran." Fred Parvaz says Iran has no grounds to detain his daughter.
Iran cannot charge her with illegally entering Syria. So as far as the Iranians are concerned, there is no charge against her.
There's an international campaign underway to make contact with Dorothy. Canada says it's engaging Iranian and Syrian authorities at high levels to try and obtain additional information. More than 13,000 people have joined a Facebook page set up by her friends and family. They're desperately concerned for her well-being, and the lack of contact is increasingly difficult for those closest to her. They're desperate to hear that Dorothy is safe, and the lack of contact is increasingly difficult for those closest to her.
Every day that goes by is, a significant event, and we just desperately want to hear that Dorothy is safe. The geopolitical environment is very complicated, and I understand that. And I don't cast any aspersions on anybody. But my relationship with Dorothy is very simple. And I know that people can understand my love of her. I'm going to be married to her, and I need to speak with her.